So I'm going to bleed the brakes. I'm going to use a Gunson Eezibleed with the correct size attachment to go on the lid there. And basically what this does is it uses pressure from your spare tyre or any tyre to pressurise the braking system and force brake fluid through the system. I'm just going to test the brake fluid and see where we're at. This is a brake fluid tester. Oh, that isn't good. It seems to be, yeah, saying so. It's absorbed. It's absorbed water there, and it's giving a very bad reading. So I'm going to take that out, clean it off, and then I'm going to drip it in some new brake fluid just to give it a comparison. Okay, so let's go with that again. That's it on. I suppose it's telling me it's fine, it's green. Right, because that brake fluid is so manky, I'm going to try and get rid of a little bit of it. Just so I have less to flush through the system. Just going to pop it in there. I mean, it's a terrible, terrible colour, it really is. There is a little filter in there. It seems to just be hitting a lip. It doesn't want to come any further. Alright, I can't get very much of that. Certainly not as much as I would have hoped to get out. Alright, filling it right up there. Now I'm going to put this on here. Okay. Need to connect that to a tyre with about 20 psi. That's the Gunson Eezibleed connected up. It's full, as straight as I can sort of get it. It's connected to there. And I'm going to put this on the tyre, which is inflated to just over 20 psi. It's meant to be 20, but I think I've got it at about 22. Because I want to pressure test the system. Because I have so many new pipes, joins, hoses and things on it. I need to see is anything leaking. What you'll do is you'll see you'll see the pressure in here force brake fluid into there. Now I've got as much old brake fluid as I can get out of here with a giant turkey baster, but I couldn't get much out because the filter was in the way and I couldn't get the filter out without breaking it. So some of the old fluid is out, but not all, and that means there will be old crappy fluid forced around the system, but we'll bleed it the whole way through so the old crappy fluid completely comes out. So I suppose the first thing is connect this up, right? So I'm going to connect it here. Yeah, see that going down? So that is forcing fluid through there. So now we're going to go around and check all the joints and the pipes and see if there's anything leaking, because the brake system is under pressure now. It's a good start. See on the floor?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's leaking, right? Okay, so I think that's leaking out of the banjo bolt. And it's leaking out of the banjo bolt that is there. You can see it. So that's not good. I don't know if you can see that now or not. I've tightened that up, that was loose. It's 11mm bolt. It might be that the brass washers just weren't sitting as flat as I thought they were. So I've tightened that down. Good and tight there now. It seems to have stopped the leak. We'll come back and check that one right at the very end in case it's got a slow weep or anything, but it looks like it's stopped. You need a bottle to catch the fluid in, and then you need a brake pipe. It's obviously the one that I've used before by the look of it. So we'll go with this. So this is just an old Coke bottle, and then that just goes on the bleed nipple there, and the Coke bottle will catch the fluid as it comes out. Right, so get that off. Right. It looks to be an 11. Okay, so just a bit of, you still see that?
Yeah, we can see it.
That's it cracked off there now. We'll put this on the bleed nipple there, and then we'll just use the open-ended spanner, because we've already cracked it off with the other spanner. So, you can hear the air coming out?
Yep.
So there's the the fluid from the caliper. Can you see at the bottom here that the colour of this fluid? Can you see that? Right, the colour of the fluid here, and see all the air bubbles?
Yeah, we do.
So all that's coming through now is air, nothing else, just air. And that makes sense because I've replaced all of the lines from the very front to the very back, right? So all of that's air. You can open up a little bit more. There, now you see fluid coming through?
Yeah, we do.
Now the fluid's coming through now. Hopefully it'll be filthy dirty fluid. We'll get all that manky fluid. See massive air bubbles coming through. Can you see that?
Yeah, we see.
Massive air bubbles.
See that one there?
Yeah. Right, I think there's so much to do there. I might pump that tyre up a little bit more, just to put this under a bit more pressure to get it pumping through a little bit quicker. So that's gone down to about half, so I might just take this opportunity of pumping up the tyre to fill that back up to full. So I'm just going to disconnect the tyre now. Patrick, yeah, just going to disconnect, and you'll hear it psh. Oh, and that's gone back in. Right, so I'm going to pump that tyre up a little bit more. It's obviously gone down below, it's 20. I'm just going to take the opportunity just to fill this up at the same time. That's the tyre pumped back up now. It's pumped up to 26, which is a bit more than the instructions say, but it should push some of this stuff through under pressure. So you'll hear a whoosh when I connect the tyre back up again. And what you should do is just see a little transfer of the brake fluid from here to there. That seems to be holding okay. And let's see if it comes out just a little bit quicker than it was before, because that was painfully slow. Okay, not really. Not really coming out any quicker. That's been coming through for a good while now. No bubbles in a long time, and the colour of it's ever so slightly better. It's still manky, but it's slightly better. So I'm just going to stop it to start on one of the other ones. Okay, so let's just have a quick look at the colours of these. Yeah, so that's the first stuff that came out. It's purple, blacky purple. This is slightly lighter, more light brown. Yeah, so that's full up again, full to the brim. Yeah. And I'm just about to reconnect it to the tyre that I've inflated, I think, to 27 again, slightly more than it recommends, but it's putting the brake thing under pressure, and I'll do the same again, see what I get out of this. Feels like it's a 10. Crack it off with this spanner. There's a brake spanner that goes all the way around. So, but this one was a 10mm, whereas the other one was an 11mm. So they do differ in sizes depending, I suppose, whether they've been replaced or not over the life of the car. And I'll get the 10 on it and then release it and see what comes out. Now that's a worry. See what it's doing? It's coming out of there, but it's not coming out of the top, which means this thing is blocked. So it's coming out of the threads. See this, Patrick? Yeah. Coming out of the threads, but it isn't coming out of the hole at the top. So what we might need to do there is just replace this. So I'm going to pop this off and have a look at it, because it's definitely blocked. You can hear the air coming out, so I think what I'm going to have to do is I have to disconnect the pressure. Yeah, you can hear the air coming out, so the air being forced through the system. So I think, yeah, look, do you see? Yeah. So there's the hole, right? See a problem with it? See a problem with the hole there?
Yeah, we do.
There.
Yep, it's blocked up.
Blocked, right, so let's unblock it. Now we're trying to unblock that hole, okay? So again, it shows you that the brake fluid that was in this was terrible.
Oh yeah, so that's come through now. So just, okay. Yeah, that's what we need is we need the whole clear completely. You see the needle running?
Oh yeah, it feels gungy that way too. I'll run some cleaner through it as well. Yeah, you see, paying attention to what's going on with the hole there. Yeah, there's still dirt coming out on the needle too. Alright, so this is really the only way you can do it is just sharp objects and cleaner. I'm trying to blow through this so it comes out that hole at the bottom, do you see? There. It's definitely coming out the hole at the bottom, do you see it? Definitely coming out the hole in the bottom. Then I'm going to put this in the hole at the bottom, if it'll go in, which it won't. Okay, it's too small, the hole at the bottom, but I'm going to try and get stuff the other way now. Definitely coming out the top too, definitely, right? So without a doubt, that is clear. Right, put this one back. There, so that's it. There. I'm just going to put the pressure back on that. So, just going to put the rubber bit on there and then just loosen it off. Hopefully we will have ourselves a bleeding. There, can you hear it? So that, there you go, you see it there now. That is coming through. See the bubbles? See the bubbles, Patrick?
Yeah, we do.
And the air coming through there now. So that's bleeding properly. Here comes the air, and here comes the filthy brake fluid. I would say the problem with the bleed nipple over there was it was partially blocked. I never thought of that. If I'd had any sense, I probably would have taken it off and just run some brake cleaner through that one too. Although it did bleed up eventually. But yeah, I bet you that's the issue. I bet you it's partially blocked. This brake fluid is so disgusting and so old and manky. Okay, down at about 2/3 there. Still connected. I'm gonna done the two back ones now, and the stuff coming through is okay. It's a lot clearer than it was. So this one is a 10mm nipple there. It's on very tight. Real stuff coming through there. This, of course, the whole pipe would have been replaced here on this side. So this is the second last one I'm going to do now. Close this one off for now. Okay, is it closed off? That's not going on nicely. Right, so it's 10. Okay. And the stuff coming out of that is muck. I don't know if you can see that, but it's absolutely rotten. Yeah, that looks like it's going okay, so I think I'm going to nip that up for now. Pop that off. So if we can compare the colour of the two, that's the stuff that came out of it most recently. Still not as light as I'd like. That's the stuff that came out of it before. Black. So it's definitely lightened up in colour. That's what's left there. I think I'd like to run another litre of that through. Okay, so just going to test this brake fluid again. Yeah, I think it's okay. Definitely say it's okay. Yeah, so there's definitely good brake pedal feel there, very good. Okay, all the joints seem dry. Brake pedal is hard. Seems to have bled up okay.